Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Feel the stillness around you. Now, let me ask you, if you are already a millionaire, how would you wake up tomorrow? How would you walk, talk, and carry yourself throughout the day? Would you move with certainty, knowing that wealth is your natural state? You see, this is the key. Your fortune is not something you strive for, it is something you awaken to. For the next 12 months, you are not working towards becoming a millionaire, you are one, right now. The world will conform to the identity you assume. Let's walk through the plan. Month 1, 3. Reprogramming the mind. Everything begins in the unseen before it appears in the seen. Your first 3 months will be dedicated to mastering your internal world. You must silence doubt, override limiting beliefs, and adopt the mindset of one who is already wealthy. Each morning, visualize yourself as a millionaire. Feel the security, the freedom, the joy of financial abundance. Speak only words that affirm your wealth. Never say, "I can't afford it." Instead say, "Money flows to me easily." Carry yourself with confidence. Rest, walk, and make decisions as if you have already arrived. The external world is but a mirror, and once you shift within, the outer reality will change. Now that your mind is set, you must act accordingly. A millionaire does not hesitate, nor does he shrink in fear. He moves with purpose and vision. Invest in knowledge, books, mentorships, and experiences that expand your financial intelligence. Take bold, inspired action without doubt or fear. Trust that every step is leading you toward wealth. You are not trying to be rich. You are merely expressing the wealth that already exists within you. Month 7, 9, multiple streams of income. One source of income is not enough. A millionaire understands that money is a flowing river, not a stagnant pool. Create new income streams. Investments, business ventures, or high-income skills that generate passive wealth. Develop financial discipline. Manage, multiply, and move money strategically. Surround yourself with wealth-conscious individuals. The energy of your environment shapes your reality. Your old self, the one that believed in limitations, has faded. You are moving with the certainty of one who knows his wealth is inevitable. Month 10, month 12. Walking in wealth at this stage, you no longer hope to be a millionaire. You embody it. Everything around you begins to reflect this truth. Your thoughts, words, and actions all align with your financial abundance. You see evidence of wealth appearing in your life. Unexpected income, new opportunities, and financial breakthroughs. Gratitude flows effortlessly because you know without a doubt that you have mastered the art of wealth. Your bank account may still be catching up, but the transformation is complete. You are no longer bound by scarcity. You have become the millionaire you once sought to be. For a moment, and let yourself step into a world where money is no longer a concern. Imagine waking up in the morning, stretching out in a bed that is yours without worry, knowing that everything you desire is within reach. Feel the security that comes with having more than enough, the deep sense of calm that accompanies financial abundance. There is no rush, no struggle, no need to grasp at success, because it is already yours. Now open your eyes and recognize this. The only thing standing between you and this reality is the belief that it has not yet arrived. Wealth is not something external to be pursued. It is an internal state of being that you must assume before it materializes in your life. The world is not responding to your desires. It is responding to the identity you have chosen to inhabit. If you see yourself as someone who is trying to become rich, you will always remain in the state of trying. If you see yourself as someone who is already abundant, the outer world must reflect that truth. This is the foundation of all transformation. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. Many spend their lives chasing money, running after opportunities, constantly searching for the next strategy, the next business idea, the next lucky break. They believe that once they reach a certain income, or once they secure a particular job, then they will finally feel rich, finally feel successful. But this is an illusion. The very act of chasing creates more chasing. The person who believes wealth is always just out of reach will continue to experience a life where it remains just out of reach. Step back for a moment and think. What if wealth is not something that must be pursued, but something that must be revealed? What if the millionaire version of you already exists, right here, right now, waiting to be acknowledged? Your mind is the master architect of your reality. If you were to assume, laidly, completely, without hesitation, that you are already wealthy, your thoughts, behaviors, and circumstances would begin to shift to match that assumption. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your internal world. The moment you decide that you are rich, truly rich, not just financially, but in mind, in spirit, in the way you move through life, you begin to act differently. You no longer hesitate when making financial decisions because you trust that money flows effortlessly to you. You no longer operate from a place of fear, desperately clinging to every dollar, because you know that your wealth is infinite. You stop making choices based on lack, and instead, you move through the world as someone who already has everything they need. This shift is not about reckless spending or pretending to be something you are not. It is about alignment. It is about becoming the person who naturally attracts wealth, rather than the person who is constantly struggling to attain it. The person who is truly wealthy does not check their bank account in anxiety, does not feel the weight of every financial decision, does not live in the mindset of scarcity. They trust, they know, and because they know, their reality reflects it back to them. You might wonder, but how do I assume wealth when my current reality shows me otherwise? This is where most people falter. They believe that their present circumstances are proof of who they are. But understand this. Your current circumstances are simply the result of past assumptions. They are echoes of an old mindset, a previous state of being. If you continue to define yourself by what you see now, you will continue to recreate it. Instead, you must define yourself by what you are stepping into. Start small. Each morning before you rise, take a deep breath and step into the feeling of wealth. Imagine what it feels like to have complete financial freedom. Not just the numbers in your account, but the deep inner confidence that comes with knowing you are supported, that money is always flowing to you. Throughout the day, remind yourself that you are no longer someone who lacks, but someone who has. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, how would the wealthiest version of me respond? And act accordingly. The world will resist at first, because it is still reflecting your old self. Doubts may arise, challenges may appear, and it may seem as though nothing is changing. But if you persist, if you hold the assumption of wealth unwaveringly, refusing to be swayed by temporary illusions, life will begin to shift. Unexpected income will appear, opportunities will present themselves, the right connections will form. What once seemed impossible will become effortless because you are no longer striving. You are simply allowing the wealth that was always yours to take shape. Most will never realize this truth. They will continue to chase, to struggle, to believe that money is something external, something difficult, something meant for others. But you now know the secret. Wealth is an identity, not a pursuit. And the moment you claim it as yours, the world has no choice but to comply. Imagine yourself already living the life of a millionaire. See yourself in the home of your dreams, feeling the comfort of financial freedom, the ease of knowing that every desire is effortlessly fulfilled. Picture the experiences, the choices, the sense of abundance that comes with wealth. Do not merely observe it, feel the certainty, the power, the joy of knowing that you have already arrived. Now, open your eyes and understand this. The moment you truly assume this state as your reality, the world will begin to shift to make it so. Everything in life is a reflection of the assumptions you hold. What you believe to be true is what you continue to experience. If you assume wealth is difficult to attain, life will show you endless obstacles. If you assume that money flows easily and naturally to you, opportunities will begin to present themselves without struggle. The outer world does not create your inner state. Your inner state creates the outer world. This is the fundamental truth that most overlook. They believe they must first see the money in their hands before they can feel wealthy. But it is the other way around. You must first feel wealthy within before the physical world reflects it back to you. The power of assumption is absolute. Your mind dictates reality, whether you are conscious of it or not. Every day you are assuming things about yourself, your worth, your financial state, and your future. The question is, are you assuming wealth or are you assuming struggle? Are you assuming that you are already a millionaire, or are you assuming that it is something you are still waiting for? Whatever you assume with conviction will harden into fact. If you were already a millionaire, how would you think? How would you carry yourself? Would you doubt, hesitate, or fear? Or would you walk with the confidence of someone who knows that wealth is already theirs? The key is to hold this assumption so firmly that nothing in the external world can shake it. You do not waver based on temporary circumstances. If your bank account is empty, it does not concern you because you know that it is merely an illusion, a reflection of past thoughts. Your new assumption, your unwavering belief in your wealth, will override it. Most people allow external reality to dictate their internal state. If they see lack, they feel lack. If they see struggle, they feel struggle. But the ones who master assumption understand that they must hold the vision of wealth even when their senses try to tell them otherwise. They persist in the belief no matter what. And because they persist, the world eventually conforms to match that belief. This is not about wishful thinking. It is about certainty. It is about knowing that reality is malleable, shaped entirely by consciousness. When you assume something with full conviction, the world bends to accommodate that assumption. If you believe beyond any doubt that you are already a millionaire, that assumption will set into motion a series of events that will bring it into physical form. The right people, ideas, and circumstances will be drawn to you. You will take actions that align with your new identity, often without even realizing it. Your perception of opportunities will change. What once seemed impossible will suddenly appear effortless. But you must not falter. Many begin this practice with enthusiasm, but when they do not see immediate results, they return to their old assumptions of lack and limitation. This is why most never achieve wealth. They waver. They allow doubt to creep in. They assume success for a moment, but then allow the weight of current circumstances to pull them back into old patterns. The secret is to hold the assumption as if it were already true, regardless of what the physical world appears to show. Think of a seed planted in the ground. When you first bury it, you see nothing. But beneath the surface, the process has already begun. If you continue to water it, nurture it, and trust that it will grow, one day it will break through the soil. But if you keep digging it up, doubting whether it will sprout, it will never reach its full potential. The same is true for your assumption of wealth. The moment you truly decide, that you are already a millionaire, the process begins. But it requires faith, patience, and unwavering conviction. Begin now, assume it fully. See yourself as a person of immense wealth. Walk with the posture, the attitude, the certainty of someone who knows they are financially abundant. Speak as though it is already true. Make decisions from the mindset of wealth. Do not wait for proof, become the proof. The world is merely an echo of your inner state, and the moment you master the power of assumption, life will have no choice but to align itself with your belief. What you see in your present reality is nothing but a reflection of past thoughts, past assumptions, past beliefs. It is not permanent, it is not fixed. It is merely an echo, a delayed response to what you have previously imagined and accepted as true. The moment you understand this, you will stop reacting to circumstances and begin to master them. You will realize that the wealth, success, and abundance you desire are not dependent on what is in front of you now, but on what you choose to assume and persist in mentally. Most people live their lives bound by what they can see, hear, and touch. If their bank account is empty, they assume lack. If opportunities seem scarce, they assume struggle. They let the outer world dictate their inner world, unaware that this is the very reason they remain stuck. But those who understand the nature of reality do the opposite. They refuse to be defined by present conditions. They know that what appears real today is simply the manifestation of old thinking, and that new thinking, sustained with conviction, must bring about new experiences. If you want to become wealthy, you must first detach from what your senses tell you about your financial situation. You must stop looking at the numbers in your bank account as proof of who you are. You must stop measuring your success by external evidence. Instead, shift your focus inward. Begin to see wealth in your imagination and accept it as your reality long before the world reflects it. If you persist, it is inevitable that the world will conform to your new inner state. Consider the power of imagination. Everything you see around you, from the buildings to the technology, from great works of art to entire industries, was once just an idea in someone's mind. It did not exist in the physical world, but the Creator saw it clearly within. They did not wait for proof before believing in their vision. They believed first, and the proof followed. The same law applies to wealth. You do not need to see the money before you believe in your abundance. You believe in it first, and then it materializes. Detachment is key. Detachment does not mean ignoring reality or pretending circumstances do not exist. It means refusing to be controlled by them. It means recognizing that what you see now is simply the product of past assumptions, and that you have the power to create something entirely new. It means placing your trust in the unseen, in the reality you are forming through your imagination, rather than the outdated reflection of past thoughts. Think of a radio. If you are tuned into a station that plays only negativity, struggle, and lack, that is all you will hear. But the moment you change the frequency, you begin to receive something new. Music, inspiration, knowledge. You would not blame the radio for what it plays, you would simply change the station. Your mind operates in the same way. If you continue to focus on present circumstances, you remain tuned to the same reality. But the moment you shift your mental frequency to wealth, abundance, and success, you begin receiving a new reality. Most people get caught in a cycle. They see lack, they focus on it, they assume it is real, and in doing so they create more of it. They live in reaction to their circumstances instead of taking control of them. The only way to break free is to detach completely from what appears to be and invest all your energy into what you are creating. When you stop measuring your wealth by what your eyes see and instead measure it by what your imagination holds, you step into your true power. This is not an act of delusion, it is an act of faith. Faith in the unseen is the foundation of all success. If you can see it in your mind and feel it as real, it is already done. The outer world has no choice but to catch up. But if you allow yourself to be swayed by circumstances, to react to what appears to be, you will remain bound to the past. Stop checking for evidence. Stop looking to the physical world for confirmation before you believe. The moment you decide that wealth is yours, act as if it is already true. Make choices from the state of someone who has already arrived. Carry yourself as a person of abundance. Trust that unseen forces are working on your behalf, aligning events, opportunities, and ideas that will make your assumption a reality. Your present reality is old news. It is a reflection of who you once were, not who you are becoming. Do not give it power. Instead, step boldly into the future you have created in your mind. Know that it is real, that it is already unfolding, and that nothing can stop it except your own doubt. If you refuse to doubt, if you hold steady to your vision with unwavering faith, you will wake up one day and find that the world has rearranged itself to match the wealth you assumed within. Each day before the world wakes up to claim your attention, take time to claim your reality, your wealth, your success, your abundance. These are not things to be chased, but states to be assumed. And the most powerful way to assume them is through daily mental rehearsal. This is not idle daydreaming. It is the intentional act of training your mind to accept wealth as its natural state and bring forth the scene of your desired life. Do not simply see it as an outsider looking in. Step into it, feel it, make it so vivid that it feels more real than the present moment. See yourself in the home of your dreams, running your hands over the fine textures of its walls, walking through its grand spaces as though they belong to you, because they do. See yourself checking your bank account and feeling a deep sense of satisfaction at the abundance reflected there. Imagine the transactions, the effortless movement of wealth in and out, never a worry, only a knowing that money flows to you with ease. But vision alone is not enough. You must charge your images with feeling. Thought alone does not create. It is the emotional intensity behind the thought that shapes reality. If you simply visualize wealth without embodying the emotions that accompany it, you are merely entertaining an idea. But when you feel the joy, the freedom, the confidence of being financially abundant, you are assuming the state of wealth. And assumption, when persisted in, hardens into fact. How would you feel if you were already living your dream life? Would you feel relieved, grateful, excited, powerful? Hold on to that feeling. Breathe into it. Let it flood every cell of your being until you forget for a moment that you are sitting in a quiet room with your eyes closed. Instead, you are there in the reality of your choosing. And because you have experienced it inwardly, you must experience it outwardly. The world is simply a mirror, reflecting back to you the state you consistently occupy. This is the power of daily mental rehearsal. It is the practice of impressing upon your subconscious mind the truth of your wealth before it appears in physical form. And once the subconscious mind accepts something as real, it will move heaven and earth to bring it about. Ideas will come to you. Unexpected opportunities will arise. People, circumstances, and events will shift in ways you could never have planned. But all of this begins in the unseen. Many people will tell you to work harder, to chase opportunities, to do more. But action without a shift in consciousness is like trying to row upstream against a strong current. You may move, but it will be exhausting and slow. When you practice daily mental rehearsal, you align yourself with the current of wealth. You no longer struggle against circumstances. You allow them to rearrange themselves in your favor. Do not make the mistake of assuming that just because you cannot yet see your wealth, it is not real. The tree exists in the seed before it breaks through the soil. The masterpiece exists in the mind of the artist before the first brushstroke touches the canvas. And your wealth exists in your consciousness before it takes form in your world. Mental rehearsal is the watering of the seed, the shaping of the masterpiece before it appears. The seed of your being. Each day, dedicate time to this practice. Do not skip it, no matter how busy life becomes. Just as you would not expect a body to grow stronger without consistent exercise, do not expect your mind to accept wealth as its natural state without daily training. Make it a sacred ritual, morning, before the noise of the world intrudes, or night, when the mind is most impressionable. These are the moments to step into your wealth, to see it, feel it, and live it before it arrives. And when doubt arises, when the old patterns of thinking try to creep in, remind yourself, the unseen is more real than the seen. What you assume, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you persist in mentally will solidify into experience. Do not strive toward wealth. Assume it. Do not reach for success, embody it. The secret to transforming your reality lies not in effort, struggle, or endless pursuit, but in the realization that what you seek is already yours. You are not someone trying to become a millionaire. You are a millionaire now. The moment you accept this as truth, the world begins to shift to accommodate your assumption. Most people approach wealth as something distant, something to be achieved through years of work, struggle, and gradual progress. They make financial decisions from a place of limitation, always measuring their current circumstances, always trying to get there. But those who understand the nature of creation do not act from lack. They do not behave as if they are on a journey to wealth. They act as if wealth is already present. They make decisions, speak, and carry themselves from the end, already living in the reality of financial abundance, regardless of what their senses may temporarily suggest. This is the key to mastering your reality. The world does not respond to your desires. It responds to your state of being. If you walk through life as someone hoping to be wealthy one day, you will always be chasing that day. But if you step into the identity of wealth now, mentally, emotionally, and behaviorally, everything around you will shift to reflect that state. Ask yourself, how does a millionaire think? How does a person of abundance approach opportunities? Do they hesitate? Do they dwell in doubt? Do they fear loss, or do they move through the world with confidence, clarity, and decisiveness? Begin to embody these traits now. This does not mean reckless spending or pretending to have money you do not yet physically possess. Acting from the end is not about outward displays of wealth. It is about the internal posture of certainty and confidence. It means making financial decisions with the mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, shift to, how can I afford this? Instead of seeing opportunities as risks, see them as stepping stones. Instead of hoarding money in fear, allow it to flow freely, knowing that it is always being replenished. When you speak, let your words reflect the reality you have chosen. Stop affirming struggle. Stop reinforcing lack. The way you speak about money, success, and opportunity shapes your world. If you constantly declare, I'm trying to make more money, you are affirming a state of trying rather than having. Instead, speak from the certainty that wealth is yours. Say, money flows to me with ease. Opportunities always find me. I am a magnet for wealth. The words you choose imprint upon your subconscious, and your subconscious brings them to life. Beyond words, observe how you carry yourself. Wealth is not just about money, it is about presence. A person of abundance moves with certainty, not desperation. They do not seek validation, they radiate self-assurance. They do not shrink in fear of failure, they know that success is inevitable. Begin to embody this now. Walk with confidence, stand tall, make eye contact. Engage with the world as someone who has already arrived, not as someone hoping to get there. This shift in identity is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. The moment you stop seeing yourself as someone on the path to success and start seeing yourself as someone who is already successful, life will respond accordingly. The right people, resources, and circumstances will begin to appear not because you are chasing them, but because they are naturally drawn to the state you occupy. This is why so many who strive endlessly for success never seem to reach it, because they are always projecting it into the future rather than assuming it now. The key is to collapse that distance, to live, think, and act as though your desired outcome is already fact. When you wake up each morning, do not start your day as someone struggling to build wealth. Start it as a wealthy person would. What thoughts do you entertain? What choices do you make? How do you spend your time? Align every aspect of your being with the life you have claimed, and reality will mold itself to match your assumption. Hold this conviction, refuse to waver, and most importantly, never act from a place of lack. Every decision you make, every step you take, let it come from the end, not toward it. Wealth is not something you become, it is something you realize. You already are. Gratitude is the final and most powerful seal upon all that you wish to manifest. It is the quiet yet undeniable force that cements your reality into place. When you give thanks, you do more than express appreciation. You affirm that what you seek is already yours. And in doing so, you invite more of it into your life. Most people wait until their desires materialize before they feel grateful. They wait for the money to arrive, the business to succeed, the circumstances to shift before they say, "Thank you." But this is not how creation works. If you only express gratitude after something has appeared, you are merely reacting to life, not shaping it. The secret is to give thanks before you see any evidence of change, to cultivate an unwavering knowing that your wealth is already here, even if it has not yet reached your physical senses. Gratitude is not just a practice, it is a state of being. When you live in a state of gratitude, you move through the world with the assumption that life is already working in your favor. You stop worrying, stop doubting, stop questioning if your desires will come to pass. Instead, you walk in certainty, because gratitude confirms that what you desire is already done. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the imagined and the experienced. Each morning, before the noise of the day sets in, take a moment to sit in gratitude, not for what you hope will come, but for what already exists in the unseen. Close your eyes and feel the joy of financial abundance as if it were already flowing into your life. Give thanks for the wealth, the success, the freedom, and the limitless opportunities that are unfolding for you. Do not wait for physical proof. Let your gratitude be the proof. Say, "Thank you for the overflowing prosperity in my life. Thank you for the financial abundance that supports me with ease. Thank you for the endless opportunities that come to me effortlessly." Speak these words not as a wish, but as a fact. Feel the deep appreciation in your heart, as though you have just received everything you have ever wanted, because in truth you have. The moment you assume something to be true, it is already set into motion. Gratitude amplifies your energy. It raises your frequency to match the wealth you desire. If you constantly dwell in frustration over what you lack, you align yourself with lack. If you complain about your financial struggles, you reinforce them. But the moment you shift into gratitude, you step into abundance. You affirm that there is nothing missing, that you are already provided for, and the universe responds accordingly. Many believe they must struggle and work tirelessly before they can experience wealth. But gratitude shortcuts the process. It bypasses the need for struggle by shifting your state of being immediately. Instead of striving, you receive. Instead of chasing, you attract. Wealth becomes a natural consequence of your inner alignment rather than a distant goal you must fight for. Throughout your day, make gratitude your foundation. When you spend money, do not feel fear or hesitation. Give thanks that you have it to spend, knowing that more is always coming. When an opportunity arises, even if it seems small, appreciate it fully, for it is a stepping stone toward greater things. If an unexpected challenge appears, be grateful still, for every situation carries a hidden gift meant to bring you closer to your vision. Gratitude transforms not only your reality, but your entire experience of life. When you focus on what you appreciate, you begin to see how much is already working in your favor. You become a magnet for wealth, not because you are demanding it, but because you are recognizing that it is already yours. And the more you acknowledge it, the more it expands. Before you close your eyes, reflect on all that you are thankful for, not just what has already come, but what is on its way. See yourself living your dream life, feeling the fulfillment of knowing that you are financially free. Give thanks as though you are already there, because in truth you are. The outer world is simply catching up to the reality you have chosen within. Gratitude is the final step, the confirmation that your manifestation is complete. It seals your assumption, making it firm and unshakable. When you give thanks for your wealth, even before it appears, you declare to the universe that you already have it. And in response, the universe delivers exactly that. Wealth flows effortlessly to the one who knows it is already theirs. Everything you desire already exists within you. Wealth is not something to chase. It is a state of being you assume. By mastering the power of assumption, you dictate your reality, aligning your thoughts and emotions with the financial success you seek. Detachment from circumstances frees you from the illusion of lack. Daily mental rehearsal strengthens your vision, making it as real in your mind as it is destined to be in your hands. Acting from the end solidifies your identity as a millionaire, shaping your decisions and behaviors in accordance with the wealth you claim as yours. And finally, gratitude seals the manifestation, confirming your belief and allowing the universe to deliver all that you affirm. The journey to wealth is not about struggle. It is about consciousness. The moment you embody the reality of abundance, life reshapes itself to mirror your inner conviction. Your only task is to assume, feel, and trust in the unseen, knowing that the outer world will inevitably conform. Wealth is not in the distant future, it is already yours. Now live from that truth. Thank you for your time and for embracing this path of transformation. May you walk in certainty, knowing that your prosperity is already here.